Okay, so let's break it down. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to play it at a slow speed. Then what I'm going to do is kind of explain the harmonic theory or the harmonic framework of it, and then some shapes that can help you play it. Because I've seen some people post videos of them playing it, and they're making it a little bit harder for themselves by doing a lot of work with the left hand. And in reality, there's actually some cross hand playing going on, which does a couple things. It takes a little bit of the labor off your left hand, but it also makes it places the accents in interesting places that would otherwise be difficult to do. So let's look at it slow here. So. Okay, so the easiest way to think about this, at least for me, is the harmonic framework of it. It's basically based off of an F minor 11 chord, going to a C7 sharp 9 sharp 5, and then to D flat major 7th. There's even an implied little half step resolution from above on a G flat major 7th back down to the F minor 11. And that's pretty much it. It's arpeggiating those different chords in some interesting ways. So let's look at it again slow. And then let's break down a couple of these positions or shapes that will help out. So we're starting off with this F minor 11 shape. There's that C. Right, and then we end up on the D flat. What's interesting is when we get down to that lowest part there, there's actually some chordal shapes in there. So let's look at this again, and when we get to that part, I'll point out the chordals. And chordals are basically stacked fourths, right? You hear these all the time, and it's really, really easy to be able to stack them on top of each other's hands, or on top of your hands, rather. Okay, so let's start off with the F shape. So we've got our arpeggio filling out that F minor 11 to the C, right? Filling out that C chord. Flat. That's an interesting part there, because if we look at it, we've got basically a 10th here, 1, 5, 3, right? Filling out a 10th. Then we've got the upper structure of that F minor 11 again. So we've got 1, 5, 3, 11, 7, and then the third on top. And so we've got this nice chordal shape, these stacked fourths, right? And we're going to use that chordal shape again here in a second. So we're going to arpeggiate up. Chordal built on F. Chordal built on C. So we go. And then we're on to D flat. So again. Right? And we're arpeggiating all the way up that D flat major 7th chord, and we're using a voicing here like this, which has most of the notes really in the right hand, and then to arpeggiate this, we're only playing the thumb on the D flat, so we're going up, and it makes it kind of interesting because it's out of order. I actually have the thumb coming on the D flat before the C natural, which is interesting. So again, that part there. Roll the rest of it there to stay in time. So let's look at that as a whole so far. So chordals, D flat, all the way up again. Chordals, but this time instead of going up, we're gonna go down the F minor pentatonic scale. So let's look at that from the 10th into the chordal. So up F, hit that D flat, and roll down the F minor scale. F minor pentatonic scale. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting little piano part, and you can actually really do this with any chords. Just pick some chords. It does tend to have a little bit more meat if you do it in the low register, so try some neat chord voicings that you like, that you would otherwise not be able to play, and arpeggiate them low, because if you play all those notes together, like in that one part there, the chordals in it, you can't voice chords like that, but you can arpeggiate them like that, and you can really take advantage of the meat of the low end of the piano to give it kind of a really in-your-face sound. And doing that, and then really working on the attack of the notes, where the accents are placed, and making sure that the note values are short when you want them to be short, and long when you want them to be long. You can also get some more contrast in what your hands are doing by holding on certain notes. You'll notice that the pinky on top of a lot of the piano part actually sustains notes. So as we're playing, I'm holding on to that C. It's kind of like a pivotal note, right? Here it comes again. And down F minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so work on that slowly, memorize it, take it with the metronome, start at a slow tempo, and just crank it up. You'll be there. If you're interested in learning more, there are quite a bit more to the tune. And if people are interested in the rest of the sections, let me know, and I'll be happy to do a tutorial on the full tune. So, till next time, see you then.